tapestry this year. And if you've ever wondered what twisted minds created the shelved superheroes, we've got the answer.
Describes an accessory to some of the most popular toys on the market. This ooze might have made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the superhero.
If you've ever wondered what twisted minds created the shelved superhero, we've got the answer.
Describes an accessory to some of the most popular toys on the market. This ooze might have made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the superheroes they are today.
The Turtles ran into superheroes. You teenage turtles use martial arts to fight the bad guys. We don't know why they're teenagers. If it looks foolish to you, you don't know how to recognize a $350 million a year industry when you see it, but Alan Cox does.
If this version of Piece of Face made it into the cartoon series. And again, too, like, see, now, it's like there's too much of a harmony today. Like, everything that's a toy eventually, like, is going to, like, the congruency, I'll say, the alignment. Like, every toy, is in the cartoon to some capacity. We can kind of safely say that.
Kind of sword fight in action.
Real sharp.
So is Slice and Dice Shredder with rotating shoulder and elbow armor. He's never been nastier.
Oh. You want to live your life and be happy and not be hassled, but when trouble comes, you want to be able to handle it. And that's exactly who the Turtles are. They don't bother anyone, they don't go out looking for trouble, but when it comes, they kick butt.
And that's sort of like Eastman and Laird.
Well, I don't know if you can say that, but...
Like, I do pre-visualize where they go as I'm laying down a lot of the darks and the colors. And you kind of, like, you're not going to get it perfect because, again, it's cardboard, it's corrugated.
Krang, the master brain from Dimension X, ally of the evil Shredder and Baxter Stockman, the wickedly winged scientists are out to destroy the Ninja Turtles. Right, A-Stock, the...
Oh, dudes, right over here! Here's the door! All right, dudes, all right, come on! Oprah, here we come! Oh, no! Man! Oprah! Oprah! No! Oprah! Hey, Raphael, this is serious. Whoa! What are we gonna do? We're totally locked out! Whoa! What was that? Oh, Donatello! Whoa, Don! Hey, come on! Dude! Hey, what's going on with you anyway?
They live in the dark.
Radical, dude!
And they only come out when it's time to eat. New Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pasta from Chef Boyardee. Delicious pasta shaped like Leonardo, Donatello.
No one else was. So Eastman and Laird scrounged up $2,000 to launch the Turtles comic, and the rest is Turtle history. Sales of the adult version steadily. Soon, a second color comic aimed at younger Turtle fans was added. Then came the movie, the TV cartoon, and the product. Over 3,000 of them so far. Turtle toys, clothes, and foods, all of which will bring Eastman and Laird over $100 million. Not bad for two guys whose last jobs were as a bank clerk and a lobster cook. And now to quote one of your characters, cowabunga, dude, you are rich.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we're rich.
We're rich. Filthy, stinking.
The fame and fortune have made Eastman and Laird a bit secretive. Their studio is located in Northampton, Massachusetts, but that's all they would tell us. One of their assistants driving that van up ahead led us to the unmarked warehouse where their staff of artists work on the various...
Dudes, it's the Turtles Party Wagon. The wacky attack van means good times for the green guys.
Welcome back to the International Turtle Games. Today's winners are... I just love the Wild West. Of course, I don't like it too wild.
We're heroes in a half shell. We're making a surprise. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pie.
And now, as promised, we take you to an abandoned subway station to the streets of New York, to the home of those movie heroes on the half shell, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd like to introduce you to my new friends, although many of you have
Ninja Turtles, get ready! It's an attack! A snack attack! A crunchy snack attack! It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle piece of crunch of snack attack!
These guys can handle it. 89, 80, 10, 80, 11. Ninja Turtle cereal is part of your complete breakfast.
Are you ready for the eclectic one? AKA Pat is here.
What is up, every Turtle Soup Thursday is all about? Okay, it's when we take pizza circles, because we eat a lot of pizza, and we draw classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters on them, as only the AKA Pad Maestro can do. And we do it with a Sharpie, we do it with a Presto whiteout pen, and a little baby bit of colored pencils, if I can get my stuff straight. So, we got some AKA Padders already watching. Hopefully soon we get some AKA Padders in the freaking chat room. Come on, AKA Padders, come in. Let's chat. I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I have to do the picture-in-picture over here? But anyway, everyone, I have to say thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing with me. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of pressure. This whole week, yesterday, I walked 9 miles between a 9-to-5 work crisis from the other day. And I'm making all of these moves now. So here's a life lesson. You guys want a life lesson? If you're moving and you know you have like a move date, here's the crazy thing. I'm not done here at the production room. I'm not done here until February. And I just said, let's lock one up now. Let's just find a place, lock it up, secure the move-in date, get all the finances already in order, and take the pressure off. And I gotta tell you, I haven't been streaming this week. I'm streaming now. I felt like I was in a little bit of a streaming hole. But at the same time, I am so freaking relieved. I'm happy I made that extra effort, did that extra time, because there were so many hoops to jump through in this new place. But I will tell you, this new location, this new place is AKA Padworthy. It is living the live stream life, making videos, drawing comic books. It is perfect for that, and I cannot wait to start broadcasting from there already. But look, a couple weeks ago, I promised almost like a return to Twitch, and I just couldn't quite get there. we're here now. Look, I always promote more than one something happening every single time I sit down to stream. I want to do a food stream later tonight for the Insta. I still have to do my premiere stream for TikTok. Can I even talk here? No, I can't. So and I want to get back to more consistent drawing on Instagram. So we're all over the place, and we did make really good progress on all the comic book projects. I have so much Dark Hero title soon to change. That story now, I got so much confidence in that. Trial by Fire is still in the layout stages, but we made progress there. Uzi Susie issue 2. I might just drop that as a print and move on to issue 3 already. So it's just a lot of stuff, people. And look, don't forget, you can hit akapad.com and you can sign up for the free trading cards. I'm using Pirate Ship, by the way. So Pirate Ship will be one of the I'm not sure if their labels are going to have like a pirate logo on them. So if you get something with a pirate on it, it's from me. But yeah, so, and check this out. I just wrapped up another sketchbook that's downstairs. Well, I was kind of working on this while I was in the green room. And this is my, beginning this year, I was obsessed with the idea of finding like a drawing prompt sketchbook. And I started out really well this year. And I kind of hate to say it, but I thought if I casually even approached the sketchbook as the year marched on, I would complete it. And I just wanted to draw it with gel pens, like gel pens only. And I started it on December 14th. And I'm not even that far into it. And I'm just like, now I feel like I have to make up for it. But the whole idea was to follow the prompts with gel pens only, no pencil. And to really kind of just see what came out. Photo references, do all that. The biggest thing I don't have to know your entire drawing routine, everything what your intent is when it comes to illustration. But if you just can't sit down and whip something out of your head, even the car, that's a weak spot. Yeah, right. And sketchbooks help us identify what our weak spots are. This is one of the not just sketchbooks, but sketchbook challenges. This is one of the reasons I love sketchbook challenges so much, aka Patters. With that being said, this sketchbook challenge has completely whooped my butt, but I really like where some of the I drifted out of some of my comfort zones already with this. And I like picking materials. Same with the whole art direction for Turtle Soup Thursday. Is I really like isolating materials that I use to create the drawings with, because it puts you in the box and you kind of have to, again, it's problem solving, and you have to develop a problem solving mentality if you really want to be such a high level illustrator like your boy over here. But yeah, so this is all good stuff. We are all, we're making this look a little 3D. My next 4 is Anaconda, which goes here. Something upside down. I don't know. I might just do a fish on the hook for that one. Bright Idea, which I thought I already did a bright eye. I already did a light bulb. Did I not do a light bulb? Well, anyway, this is going to be a light bulb. Computer from the future. Fun to draw. And look, this is legit. So I don't know. I feel like I have to do a sprint. And I don't think even if I do a sprint, I can get this done by December 14th. I just don't see it in the cards at all. So very upsetting there. Very, very, very upsetting. But when it comes to growth, I really feel like this has been one of my absolute biggest growths as an artist this calendar year. I am really, like, truly surprised at myself with what I'm able just to lay down. So let me show you guys what we're drawing. Hopefully we get some. Where's all my AKA chatters at? Sometimes it's like the longer I do this, the more people we get. So we'll just wait. Rat King, TMNT, right? We want the classic. I'm really surprised too that the classic Rat King hasn't really got he really doesn't have like a full update. So we're going to draw this too. We're going to put that little spider right on his head, just because I just think that's a detail we need. This is also a layout for the comic page. So let's just get rid of my funny mug here. Let's go full screen. Let's adjust some of that because we are. See, I should really focus a little bit on. See how that's crooked? So I feel like I tilt it this way. So it's definitely up. Feel like that looks straight. Okay. All right. Got to take the shades off and got to take the fuzzy hat off. So the most I've done of these in a single stream is 2. I would love to break that tonight. I really would. I would like to do 3. I would really be anxious to see if I could do 4, but we can do that. We're using base. We might be doing some of these spectral color. These are my preferred color pencils, and I've had these for so long. I've replaced some of them with from eBay throughout the years, but they're harder to get. They're more and more expensive every single time I go into the spectral color well, we'll call it. But these are just great. They really are. So we need orange, we need green, and I guess we need like a little bit of a skin tone. We'll do these two. Keep in mind, if you know form, you don't need a lot of color. You really don't. And then we got some of these, we got like a whole thing of these Five Below guys over here. We will jump in on if we must. But yeah, we're just going to have some fun, take our time. And I don't have any other turtle like picked out for the follow-up here. What do we do? Come on. There we go. All right. Let's just stick him up there so we have a good look. I got to sketch in that spider. But yeah, I was so excited. So this week I completed another Jack Kirby sketchbook. So for Jacktober, I am completely caught up. And I did 2 back-to-back Jacktober sketchbooks. And each one with like a different art direction, essentially different style based on my materials. But really cool. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved to be over with, because every single time I start a sketchbook, in my mind, I always have it going way faster, and I don't know. You don't get that all the time. Sometimes it just chugs along, and that's also the discipline of working in sketchbooks. Skull Diamond, dude, I was looking. I didn't comment, and it's been busy, but I saw your which one of like for like Heavy Saga, you did like a triple post. And one of them was like that watercolor piece you did, but the other ones were, oh my god, I kind of forget, but I thought all 3 of them were cool. I really like that watercolor one though. And but how's the book coming? How's your, like, I guess we can call it a sprint, right? Because I know you were kind of blacking out, shutting everything down to work on Heavy Saga. Let us know. Let us know how Heavy Saga is going. I feel like we still got to do a stream together. We still got to kind of get some of this regular content going, right? And let me see. Here we go. Let's just put some AKA pattern action here, scrolling. But yeah, we're going to. So normally, I hit this with a little bit of colored pencil. And what we're not, like, the reason why we're not doing that is because this is a little bit, in my view, detailed heavy. Like, very detailed heavy. Just because the Rat King has so many interesting points of texture. There's so many, like, he's a texture heavy render. But I just don't understand how the Rat King, like, to me, it's almost like if you have Shredder and then you have like Cowboy and Bebop. It really is like Baxter Stockman, Shredder, Cowboy Bebop. And then it's almost like, I think that it's Rat King and Leatherface. But I don't think the newer generation would agree with me on that. And the Rat King just lends himself so well to the Turtles, just as an idea, because his lore, it's just like, yeah, like he's so connected to like the Turtles origin wise, and he fits. But I don't know. I don't see a lot of Rat King stuff out there. And sometimes you can even go to the people making the action figures. And I know, who was it? Like Super 7 or NECA. I'm not even sure if Super 7 has made a Rat King figure, but I know NECA like recently announced one. And it's just like, wow, it's taking like years to reach the Rat King. It's just odd to me. One more page of proof coloring, and then like where's that in the scheme of it all? And what can you give us a breakdown? Exactly what, like, how are you classifying proof coloring? Asking for a friend. But here we go. So Rat King here too. He's got this like. Man, he is tough because there is so much detail here. There's detail and there's like pieces overlapping. There's just so much happening with just doing a portrait of this guy. But he really is. He really is classic turtles of any generation. And I'm pretty sure, right? Rat King only came up through the original cartoon. You know, and that's where it's like you just take that character and you just put him into the lore. So if there's any type of revamp or like update, you just, I don't know, like you have to include him in there. Yeah, like because it took a while too for even like Baxter Stockman to get adopted into the lore as some of the other characters. It really wasn't until the cartoon series that Baxter Stockman even was a point, like a focus, I'll say. Because he was like, even during the Mirage Studio time, Stockman was really just an afterthought. Here we go. And then we got to just do this fabric that is like his. Like, I'm sure the way how these pieces of fabric kind of just, they look like that they randomly just kind of go over his face. And it's a little bit of a mummy effect. A little mummy. But I think as an action figure, it works really well. And keep that in mind. Like, whenever we do Turtle Soup Thursday, we're interpreting something that was designed to almost like just visually jump out to a child walking down that toy aisle. Or sometimes, if you were like me, fighting and scratching down that toy aisle. Viva la revolution. Here we go. Let's get an update. Oh, yeah. You know, like, you know what I say to that dude? Because I'm kind of going through some of that myself. And a little bit of, like, if you want a little bit of advice, it's almost like completing it is way more important. Like, that's where I'm at with Trial by Fire. I'm almost like completing Trial by Fire is more important than anything. And my inking, some of my like drawing, rendering, breaking down forms has changed since when I first started Trial by Fire. And it's actually changed since I ended the first campaign. And my attitude is always to figure out, like, what you have to do to move on, like, get it done. Move on and get it done. Because a lot of times, the things that you would focus on, the audience doesn't. Because the audience really just wants to be entertained. But yeah, dude, like, that is a little bit of a tough struggle. Because, like, what do you do when, there's a gap in production? And keep in mind, dude, you can always hit me up with that stuff if you just want, like, like food for thought, just someone to bounce some of that stuff off of, dude. You always have my ear. Yeah, and really, like, and you know what too? With some of my gap for Trial by Fire, some of that gap is, I guess, like, you can kind of just say it's a little bit of a shifting of the characters. I kind of took one of the characters and I made them into a villain by the end of book 1. And I only did that because, I don't know, it felt natural at the time. But, like, story-wise, like, would I have liked to have set that up earlier? Like, yeah. But getting it done, it's just like, boom, like, you gotta move on. But the good thing with comics is if you can add a page, you can add a panel to explain something. But you can also, if you have to, add a page between pages. And it's like, boom, like, you have your explanation. And that's usually my approach for pages. I always approach pages like, I write down what they're for, and then I do the layout. I'll be like, oh, this is the introduction of this situation. Bust through a wall. Then it's like, bust through a wall. And then, like, the next page would be like fight, and then it's like resolution, and then you kind of introduce the next plot point. So it's kind of just, I think, based on my overall practice, it's a little easy for me to just add pages. Total excellence. What is up, dude? I don't know what Gator Boy, like, I don't know what is happening, because I know I subscribed to your channel, and even last time, because we were talking about this before, Dude, I hit that bell and I still don't get no. So when I see you live streaming, it's when I'm on my TV and I'll be like, holy crap. And I don't know what is happening, but I do not get. And dude, like there's other guys, dude. There's like Clint Stoker, Arcana, like the Peter Cementi, dude. No updates at all from those accounts. I don't know, dude. It's the craziest thing. It's great to see you, though. We're drawing the Rat King, everyone. The most underutilized Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain. Absolutely underutilized. Sorry, I'm just powering up my phone to get a little bit more of the reference. What everyone, I love it when I see you guys here. The AKA Pad Army is ever growing. So, little update too with the AKA Pad Army. Yeah, I'm kind of at the stage where I was really worried about TBF, and I'm not. I'm not, because I'm confident on what to do with those pages. Yeah, I was like worried at one time over Dark Hero title soon to change, and I'm not, because I'm confident on like the positioning for that. So there's just so much that I have to kind of just get to, but at the same time, I think we have a really good body of people. We have a really good grouping of how we can all help each other on all of these projects, and just pool our own resources to really get this stuff done. And I don't know, make waves, like make a fucking difference. And I think there's two other, like, I guess I'll tease them a little bit, but I got two other projects that I already got contracted for coming up, and even for those, I'm pushing like everything into January. Yeah, and then I think once Dark Hero is penciled to a point, it's going to be just computer coloring and just massive graphic design, because a big chunk of Dark Hero too is graphic design. What we got? Yeah, you're wild. I'm not wild. You're wild over here. Yeah, I mean, look, it gets to a point where like it's almost like your story, like your book better than anyone. And like the hardest thing from getting it done, there's only one other thing harder than that, and that's getting it done twice when you got to do two of them, like an issue 2. Yeah, hey, but great. So here's I've been also debating on starting a second channel just for streams, and that's coming from a year. Like, so basically, I got like a good year under my belt when it comes to consistently doing streams, right? And we did like me and you guys, like we did a lot of different types of shows this year. A lot of experimentation, and it really kind of doesn't grow the fucking channel, which was really disappointing. And look, keep in mind, the only reason why like I even want to grow the channel is because I kind of have to build a little bit of a network up. Like we all do. You need that network. So I was debating on just doing like getting back to doing videos on this channel and then doing a stream only channel. I don't know. It's so confusing. But the Rat King, this guy, I fucking like almost for like Uzi Susie. I just want to rip this guy off, and I think I will, because I don't think. I mean, what harm can come from it? Because I mean, no one from the world of the Turtles even cares about this guy. And I kind of forget, was he featured in any of the arcade games, like Turtles in Time, or I guess like the self-titled original? I don't know. The Capcom ones, right? Capcom? I'm leaving some of this here because I know I'm going to punch it with the white out. So I kind of want some extra black in there. This is why you pick materials and you chip away at them, meaning you constantly work with your choice materials, because you can work on it in your mind as you're doing it. Okay, and that does make you quicker. It makes your work better. You can make decisions along the way, and we want to eliminate the guesswork. Drawing is always eliminating the guesswork. I would say anything on that level, even like coloring, you want to get rid of, how do I handle this? Like if you're computer coloring and you got to do clouds, it's just like, fuck. Like, all right, like what's my position on clouds? How are my clouds different than the guy next to me? That sort of stuff. And that's what consistency does. Consistency will break that barrier for you. Konami. Yeah, what did I say? Capcom? Yeah, so it's this guy right here, the Rat King. Right here. Bingo bango. So like within the cartoon, I guess I can just go to, so like it's kind of funny. Like there's really not, but he's like a Pied Piper character that lived in the sewer, and I don't know like what really, like to me he was always like visually, I thought he was awesome, dirty, gritty, grimy, like all of those things that we love. And I don't know, he never caught on with the later generations. But he's orange, he's green, like even his colors are amazing. So let's do some of this here. I'm also dealing with a Sharpie that is telling me it's about to die. Yeah, and people, like, keep in mind too, when it comes to your artistic endeavors, like I preach a lot through those sketchbook challenges that I'm always posting, and I'll freeze everything I'm doing just to have a run of a sketchbook challenge, because of what that exposes within you as an illustrator and consistency. But if you're doing other things, like if you're trying to write better, if you're trying to do anything, like it doesn't have to be a sketchbook challenge, but you have to find ways to kind of have the effect of a sketchbook challenge to you, like finding prompts, just so every time you sit down to chip away, like at the challenge, you're chipping away at a level that will make you grow. Okay. And I don't think there's enough of that conversation out there. I think it's dangerous, because that's the mystery of drawing. Like the mystery of drawing is time and consistency. You will get better through time and consistency. There we go. We got something. I think we got something here. I think we got something. So now we gotta lay in some of those colored pencils. And I kind of want to, because I really like how this one. I kind of like how this looks as a black and white. I'm really into it. And people, see, I have to look, we're empty here. I still have to make my commercials for all you guys, especially Skull Diamond and Ifky 5. I want you to do commercials from your channels to run as a break for me, so I can like do things like get more more liquids. All right. So let's get to the yellow, because this guy's a yellow-haired stepchild. So these spectral colors are so freaking good, and I just hate using them because I really don't have too many left. But they really destroy the effects of the Sharpie because they lay right on top of that black line. And they just they lighten it out. They blur it out. And it's just like, ugh. But I was in a tough spot with this one. We had a lot of detail, and I was torn on exactly where to start laying down the colored pencils, and I needed some help. So when it comes to being live and being on the clock, you gotta make a call. What am I even talking about? And still for this series, because we'll call this a series, we'll call it Turtle Soup Thursday a series. I still want to put the Toxic Avengers in these. I want to put the Biker Mice from Mars in these. The Street Sharks. Street Sharks, in my opinion, is probably, it's got to be the most. I know some of the action figures are kind of up there, which is kind of beyond stupid, because no one even like respects the property now, but the action figures are like in the hundreds, some of them, and they have to be like high grade mint in box. But I think Street Sharks is the most overlooked, underrated, underappreciated property that kind of gets spawned out of the Turtles craze. I think Street Sharks is also like the best of all that too. Let's get some. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. Some of those sweet red eyeballs. He's got these red eyes. So like, how cool is that? The action figure has blood red eyes, just to scare the living shit out of a child. But here we go. I always and even when I do stuff on my, like when I follow the color guides, like even for the eyes, I always try and make the eyeballs. We need a darker green. I always try and make the eyeballs noticeable, and it's a little bit tougher to do that when you have whites. So I always use like a yellow or something like that. We're going to go for one of these Five Below colored pencils right here. Less wax. Yeah, you can kind of hear the difference too. I know you guys can hear the difference. See, these just grind away. But isn't this fun? It's just fun working on a series or something. Like adding to a whole stack, kind of keep going, keep producing, get to that finish line. Like no matter what, get to that finish line. That's always the goal. I kind of like these Five Below ones a little bit better on here. I think we're getting there. Yeah, I gotta get to make those commercials because right now would be a really good time to when I'm done this to punch one in there. Cool. Look at that. Bingo bango. What are we doing? Just gotta check the phone from time to time. You guys know. Nothing critical. Let's just clear some of this stuff out. And this one too, the colors just scream and complement themselves with the cardboard. There's just very little, like it's almost like there's very little for you to do. As long as you're laying down your forms and we got our shadows, we got our textures and so on and so forth. There's very little to do to kind of take away from the effects here. So let's do this. Here we go. Yeah, and this what salmon? This is salmon here. Isn't that funny? Because I would say now isn't salmon more of a pink? We're gonna put some purple in here for sure. But we're back on these Prismacolors. And holy crap. They're already dominating any piece of Sharpie that they are in contact with. Dominating. But again, as a craftsman, these are the things you have to know. You have to keep track of this stuff. That's where the obsession comes from. The obsession doesn't come from the work itself. The obsession comes from understanding like the randomness of the craftsmanship side. Like you should be obsessed with drawing inks. You should be obsessed with Photoshop techniques, so on and so forth. And if you're not, you're doing yourself a major disservice. Because it's not fucking easy. It's not easy to sit down and torture yourself and kind of learn the variables. But there's practicing, there's growing, there's drawing, and there's a middle ground to also getting the job done. And hopefully along the way, you're kind of good enough for people to like hire you. Put some nice purple in here. Just give him like these like purple eyes, so he just looks just weird and deadly. Villains should look weird. Everyone say it with me. So we got 2 of these. These are almost, I mean, this one's, well, wait. Well, should we just crack open the new one? The fresh one? Let's lay down those whites. So some of these dry at the tip. So you gotta kind of get it fresh. Get all that gunk out of there. Use whatever surface you want. Do a couple taps, and we're off. Sometimes you want to dig around a little to find the path of really where that light's coming from. Gotta dig around. Yeah, but dude, like we're like this year alone, I'm talking as if it's like New Year's already, but this year alone, it's just like, man, it's just like one of those growth years for me. And I am so pumped. I'm so excited to kind of just start doing stuff. Like every time I sit down at the drawing table, I'm just literally excited. You know, like I control my whole schedule. Everything I do is really around drawing. A lot of times this is where my like just a little bit of that focus needs to come in, because you really do have to visualize some of these whites. You guys see it. You guys see it in your head, and then you can do it. And I know a lot of times when it's live, it just looks a lot, a lot like I'm just really kind of being a little bit random and all over the place. But I'm trying to. I say this a lot. I have 2. I got 2 screens, like one there, one here, and I'm constantly looking at the screens to see the effects of the whiteout. All right, here we go. We're hitting Twitch tonight. My original idea too was to kind of do some of these shows like on Twitch only and this and that, but to kind of just have the endurance to be able to live stream just all night and hit like all the networks, like all of the not networks so much, but like platforms. We'll call them platforms. And kind of like the way how I'm visualizing his hair, it's almost like poofy. It's poofy, but also just like dirty, grimy, and like stringy. So it's a couple different textures at the same time. But now here, that texture, like talking about craftsmanship and knowing where to go when you have challenges, that's a challenge. And in my mind, when I'm laying down this white, I don't have a solution for that. I really don't. So I'm just hoping to get away with it a little bit. I feel like I'm cheating. And we have like more of a highlight here. So some of this hair just needs to be absolutely like as white as possible to kind of sell what's happening on the face. See, like this little strain here. We need all of this to be a little bit more. A little bit more. Let's put that Siggy Sig in there. Oh, this one's looking brutal because of the corrugation. Holy crap. I feel like I escaped that signature. Signature almost killed me. So let's get like some more of these eyebrow spikes. A little bit more white. Again, we want a little bit of consistency when it comes to the extreme light going into more of the even shadowing. But I think we are there. I think we're there as of completion. All right, everyone. I'm going to sign off now. I might be back tonight. We'll do another one. I don't know who. Maybe Ray Fillet. Maybe we'll do a good guy. I'm trying to think. Maybe the Toxic Avengers. I kind of want to start the Toxic Avengers. But everyone, rock and roll. I love you. Thanks for hanging out.